My name is Dr. Chris Montanaro. My goal had always been to open and run my own practice to help as many people as I could. In order to feel I had a successful practice, there were six main things I was determined to accomplish. First is certainty. I wanted to know with the utmost confidence that I would be able to help those patients who walked through my doors. Even if people had been to dozens of other doctors, I wanted to have the answers that those patients couldn't find anywhere else. Next is uncertainty, or put another way, having a little variety in practice. I didn't want to perform the same basic treatment on every patient I saw day in and day out. I wanted to actually spend some time with my patients and to face challenging cases, causing me to actually use the 9 years of education I had instead of being a robot. Next is significance. I wanted to be an important piece of my patient's healthcare team, one that they trusted enough to consult with me on any of their healthcare decisions. Fourth is connection. I felt it was essential to build a trusting, family like relationship with those I was working for so that I could provide them the best possible care. Fifth is growth. Growth is a life goal and a business goal. So if you're not growing, you're dying. I wanted and continue to want to further my knowledge so that I can have the critical answers that my patients are searching for. And sixth is contribution. I became a doctor for a reason. I became a doctor so that I could help people and contribute to making them and society better. I figured as a doctor, I have a responsibility to use my knowledge and gifts to make a positive impact on the world. I want the world to be a better place because I was here. Despite our good intentions as doctors to meet these goals, one major problem that impedes our success is the current business climate. Our education doesn't appropriately train us to be business savvy. The current statistics show that 96% of businesses fail within 10 years, with 80% of those failing within the first 2 years. There are dangerous business trends that lead to such a staggering number of failed businesses. One is the clutter factor. We are plagued by advertisements everywhere we look, so we learn to tune most of it out. In 1992, the average consumer was presented with 3,000 commercial messages per day. In 2006, that number reached 30,000. As Wired magazine states, attention has become the scarce resource of the information economy. One possible way to fight the clutter factor is to put a decreased focus on a high volume practice and the advertising involved, and instead distribute your resources on time and tools to help patients. One of the most effective ways to advertise is virtually free, and that's by a simple word of mouth from satisfied patients. Another dangerous trend to avoid is patients leaving because of a perceived indifference. There is a surprising statistic that 68% of patients choose a different doctor because they don't feel as if they are of value to the doctor or the business. Rather, perhaps, they simply feel like a number. Also, if you provide a cookie cutter treatment, it is an easy decision for a patient to try a different doctor. A 2007 survey revealed that 61% of patients did not feel loyal to continue seeing their doctor. Starting a business involves calculated risk. Business can falter if the entrepreneur fails to take the full leap. This means that as a doctor, you don't spend the money on the right equipment, spend the time and money on continued education in both technique and business practices. This basically means for you to be successful, all of your energy and resources needs to be poured into that success. There is no reason for a plan B because it only detracts energy from plan A of being a successful doctor. New businesses need to avoid the trend of increasing marketing costs with decreasing effectiveness. It costs 3 times more in 2008 than compared to 1992 to reach prospective patients. In 1992, it took an average of 4 attempts to reach prospective patients. In 2008, it took 8.4 attempts. Therefore, we are getting half the results from the same efforts and monies. Instead, we should focus on the effectiveness of our practice and our outcomes. As I said before, fast, positive results will help fuel the growth of your practice by itself. The last trend is increased competition along with increased business failures. In order to combat increased competition, we need to make sure we're setting ourselves apart from all the others. Continuing education, utilizing new technologies, and spending more time with patients are ways you can start today to set yourself apart from the competition. So, what does this mean for doctors and chiropractors to be successful? One, a significant education to increase your business IQ is needed, which is a whole other seminar by itself. And two, it is essential to have knowledge, confidence, and mastery of your craft to help people quickly, especially when they have not been helped anywhere else. Let me introduce you to Applied Kinesiology as developed by Dr. George Goodhart. Dr. Goodhart was not a businessman, so the name Applied Kinesiology was not patented. While there are applied kinesiology practices that may or may not have merit, our focus will be on the practices developed by and learned from Dr. George Goodhart. Dr. Goodhart was the first chiropractor on the medical board for the 1980 Olympics, a position one does not receive without getting people better very quickly. The true genius of Dr. Goodhart was his quest for learning about any possible diagnostic or treatment options that could help his patients, and using a combination of them individualized to each patient's individual needs. As you can imagine, having this knowledge base takes an incredible amount of time and study. Thus, there's only about 85 specialists made up of medical doctors and doctors of chiropractic in the entire world of this discipline. I have had the privilege of meeting and learning under Dr. Goodhart and other applied kinesiology specialists, and have become an applied kinesiology diplomate myself. This specialty is available to all doctors with a license to diagnose, yet once again, time and money frequently get in the way. The following are the results of a survey I took of fellow applied kinesiology diplomates. All of them spend more than 30 minutes with new patients, and most spend 60 minutes or more. The majority of them spend 30 minutes or more on a regular patient visit. One of the key statistics I want you to keep in mind is that the majority of AK diplomates spend between 4 and 10 hours per week studying applied kinesiology, health, or researching medically related information in order to continually improve and help more people. 96% of AK diplomates believe that to study and practice AK was the single most important decision that they made in their entire career. The majority of diplomates believe that newly graduating doctors were at best average or worse when rating the competency and effectiveness of results when treating patients. The majority also felt that newly graduated doctors should not even be treating patients. With a scale of 0 to 100 and 50 being average capability of results with patients, the majority of AK diplomates believe that doctors who graduate with their 100-hour AK certification were at the 50 to 80% level of effectiveness when treating patients. On the same scale, the level of effectiveness jumped to 70 to 90% effectiveness when they have achieved diplomate status. Now keep in mind that there are only 85 AK diplomates in the world at the time of writing this seminar, and they are composed of both medical doctors and chiropractors. The large majority of AK diplomates believe they are the highest level option available for treatment and results with patients. The majority of AK diplomates also have a cash practice, and if you want a cash practice, you should probably want to have something to offer above and beyond what every other doctor in town has to offer. Measuring the level of joy and satisfaction in 11 categories, the majority of AK diplomates feel as though they were at the highest level in all categories, including their practice, their life, financial, personal growth, certainty that they can help, variety in practice, personal significance, connecting with patients, and professional growth. The majority of AK diplomates, when asked about treating specific conditions, feel as though when patients come in with common ailments, there is no question in their mind that they can help, and they do it all the time. Included in this list is headache, back pain, neck pain, blood pressure, acid reflux, cholesterol lowering, depression, anxiety, allergies, asthma, IBS, infertility, libido, shoulder injuries, elbow injuries, wrist injuries, carpal tunnel, postural hypotension, endocrine disorders, hip injuries, knee injuries, foot injuries, TMJ, and even obesity. 96% of AK diplomates admit to little or no marketing efforts and just let the results with patients build their offices. Most AK diplomates believe that even in the recent bad economy, that their offices either stayed the same or grew in size. When AK diplomates were asked, in your honest opinion, your specific knowledge of AK contributed to saving a family, friend, or patient's life that you would not have been able to help without your knowledge in AK, 96% said absolutely yes. When asked, in their honest opinion, that your specific knowledge of AK contributed to the helping of a serious health issue that no other doctors have been able to help give partial relief or full recovery to, 100% said absolutely yes. And the majority of AK diplomates admit to getting referrals from their peers because they were not able to help. The majority of AK diplomates utilize specialized equipment in their offices. The majority use percussors, arthrostim adjusters, cold lasers, allergy testing kits, and nutritional testing kits. And the majority admit to either lower overhead costs, or if it is higher, it's more than compensated by the return on the investment. When asked about saturation in the marketplace and if they felt as though there was way too much competition, the majority admitted that they do not feel as though there is any competition for them at all because their offices are so unique. 88% admit that being an AK diplomate versus not being one, that they are much less likely to harm a patient. 84% admit to being able to explain things to a patient in a more understanding way, and the patients wished that their doctors would have explained what was going on like the AK diplomate did. So here is the take-home message. There are a lot of amazing diagnostic systems and techniques available to learn. I'd recommend learning all of them. Even if it's not information you have fully mastered, a working knowledge of information in so many areas can mean the difference between having answers for your patients or not. I strongly believe that applied kinesiology, as taught by Dr. Goodhart, should be taught to every single doctor on the planet, whether they choose to use the information and techniques exclusively or not. The more you know, the better. I couldn't possibly explain in a brochure or a short video what you'll gain from coming to the 100-hour course in Applied Kinesiology. What I can tell you is that hundreds of students I have taught all agree that they are better doctors as a result of learning the information available in Applied Kinesiology. For more information, please feel free to call the office at 315-451-1152 or visit the website at www.drchrisseminars.com. Please keep in mind that as of the recording of this video for the 2012-2013 AK teaching year, that there is a substantial early registration discount, which also includes a free nutrition testing kit if you sign up for the entire course during early registration, which ends on September 1st, 2012. Thank you so very much for listening, and if I can be of any help, please let me know and have fun healing the world.